Patrick Star, the sea's most reliable disaster. A pink blur of half-baked ideas and full-force chaos. One second he's trying to eat a rock, the next he's explaining chemistry like a Nobel Prize nominee with a concussion. For years, fans brushed it off as cartoon logic. But what if it wasn't random at all? What if every stupid thing Patrick's ever done has been part of a much bigger story? One that he's been trying to bury. It all starts with Patrick SmartPants, Season 4, Episode 8. SpongeBob and Patrick are jellyfishing, minding their usual underwater nonsense when Patrick takes a cliff dive worthy of an Oscar stunt double. SpongeBob finds him at the bottom. Body fine, head missing. He pops the head back on, and suddenly Patrick's brain sparks to life. Gears turning, cobwebs shaking loose. A literal reboot. The show plays it for laughs, but if you look closely, the imagery is unnerving. A brain that hasn't been used in years flickers awake, like an ancient machine remembering its purpose. Within seconds, Patrick is quoting philosophers, analyzing music with Squidward, and arguing quantum theory with Sandy. He's articulate, confident, and, here's the kicker, emotionless. He breaks up with SpongeBob because their intellectual wavelengths no longer align. This isn't a new Patrick. It's an old one returning from hibernation. And the moment he remembers who he is, he panics. He smashes his head against rocks just to shut it all off. When SpongeBob removes the brain coral that caused the change, Patrick chooses to go back to being dumb. Who does that? Nobody chooses ignorance. Unless being smart is dangerous. Unless the knowledge itself is the problem. Across SpongeBob's history, Patrick's flashes of brilliance show up like leaks in a dam. In Squidtastic Voyage, Season 4, Episode 15, he calmly explains soda carbonation to power a submarine. In Wet Painters, Season 3, Episode 10, he outdebates Mr. Krabs about emotional value and money. He solves complex problems, then instantly forgets them, like his brain slams on the brakes before it can reveal too much. It isn't stupidity. It's self-preservation. Every burst of genius threatens to unlock whatever he buried long ago. His goofiness isn't a bug. It's a firewall built to contain something far more dangerous. Patrick isn't just mentally unpredictable. He's physically terrifying. He's crushed walls, lifted houses, and treated boulders like beach balls. Combine that strength with his hidden intelligence, and you don't get comic relief. You get Bikini Bottom's most powerful being. Karate Star, Season 7, Episode 18 proves it. Patrick discovers he's good, too good, at karate. Within minutes, he's slicing through buildings, signs, and boats just because he can. When his hand goes rogue, he doesn't try to control it. He chops it off. Then it grows back, stronger, smarter, and almost self-aware. That isn't slapstick. That's regeneration mixed with artificial intelligence. If a single hand can learn, what happens when the whole body remembers? Every time Patrick gains power, he destroys it. He gives back his crown in Rule of Dumb. He trashes his hot rod in Driven to Tears. He abandons his intellect in Patrick SmartPants. He mutilates himself in Karate Star. Each act looks like idiocy, but it's actually wisdom. The desperate measures of someone trying to keep a monster asleep. So, who is that monster? For that, we dive into Bikini Bottom's oldest hero, Mermaid Man. The retired superhero who still senses evil like a shark smells blood. In Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 1, every time someone says the word evil, he panics. But only when Patrick is nearby. When SpongeBob says it alone, nothing. When Patrick enters the room, full-blown trauma response. Coincidence or instinct? Because bodies remember battles even when minds forget them. Years later, in Back to the Past, Season 7, Episode 9, Patrick accidentally breaks time itself. He slaps a time machine, sends everyone back to Mermaid Man's glory days, and derails history so badly that Man Ray conquers the city. Every reset fails. Because Patrick keeps repeating the same mistake, he keeps eating the tartar sauce that could save the world, almost like he's programmed to destroy it. At this point, it stops feeling like comedy and starts feeling like guilt. What if Patrick isn't sabotaging the heroes by accident? What if he used to fight them? What if the villain Mermaid Man fears most isn't Man Ray at all, but Patrick Star? Long before Krusty Krab combos and jellyfishing trophies, Patrick was chaos incarnate. a super genius who weaponized his own strength and nearly sank the ocean into madness. He studied Mermaid Man's gadgets, countered Barnacle Boy's tricks, and learned every weakness in their arsenal. He was undefeated. But victory has a price. Maybe one battle went too far. Maybe he hurt someone innocent. Or maybe he simply realized that power without empathy makes you the villain in your own story. So he built the ultimate failsafe, a machine that could wipe memories, including his own. When it fired, the ocean forgot him. So did he. Mermaid Man, though, kept a scar, the star-shaped symbol on his mask. Not just a logo, a reminder. Every time he dons that mask, he's bracing for the day the pink menace remembers what he used to be. Here's the problem with amnesia. The brain might forget, but the body keeps the score. Every cell in Patrick's body carries the blueprint of what he was. That's why Mermaid Man twitches when Patrick's around. His instincts recognize the threat hiding behind the smile. Patrick knows it too. Each time he regenerates, he resets himself, spawning a dumber, softer copy. The brain coral from SmartPants? Probably a leftover fragment of his true mind, one he keeps sealed away to protect everyone else. Starfish don't heal. They replace. New limbs, new organs, new brains. Which means every Patrick we've ever seen could be a different clone. A reboot made to keep the original monster buried. That's why his behavior changes episode to episode. That's why one week he's quoting art theory, and the next he's licking a rock. They're all Patrick, but not the same Patrick. Every so often, though, the firewall flickers. A spark slips through. You see it when he solves problems faster than Sandy. Fans laughed. But listen again. There's tragedy hiding in that delivery. It's not a joke, it's a confession. For one heartbeat, he remembered that there used to be more behind those eyes. So maybe Patrick isn't SpongeBob's dumb sidekick at all. Maybe he's the smartest creature in the sea, the one who realized that intelligence without restraint destroys everything it touches. Maybe every dumb decision is him protecting Bikini Bottom from himself. His story isn't about stupidity. It's about a friend who erased his brilliance to keep the world safe, living inside a comedy where no one remembers the danger he prevented. Maybe Patrick wasn't dumb. Maybe he just outsmarted everyone by pretending to be. Because in Bikini Bottom, ignorance really is bliss. And if you're still here, hit that subscribe button. Consider this your grown-up way of saying, "I'm ready" for the next episode.